And I would just like to, on a personal level, say how much I enjoyed working with David. He's the consummate professional, and he talked about transformation and transformative. He certainly has transformed our library, taken it to a repository of books, to a functioning, vibrant center for learning and activity in our community. And certainly I think we're in a much, much, much better place thanks to your leadership, David, and done a fantastic job.
I'll take this too. Thanks very much.
Thanks again, David. Okay. We're now going to have a discussion about a sister city relationship with Aquilonia, Italy, and Mr. Marzullo is going to make a presentation. Or is there Chief, you're going to do that? Or? Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor Jackson and the entire Township Council. My name is Rafael Marzullo. Sister Cities International stated goals are to develop municipal partnerships between U.S. cities, counties, and states, and similar jurisdictions in other nations. The organization's mission is to promote peace through mutual respect, understanding, and cooperation, one individual, one community at a time. Mayor Giancarlo DeVito and the committee of the town of Aquilonia in the province of Avellino, Italy, and myself are aware of the Township of Montclair's strong ties to Sister Cities International. As the appointed representative, I respectfully request that you, along with members of the Township Council, consider the possibility that Aquilonia becoming a sister city with the Township of Montclair. Let me share with you and with everyone here the history of Aquilonia. The Lombards called it Town Carbonara or Carunara because the major local occupation was charcoal making. In 1861, and after the unification of Italy, the town of Carbonara was renamed Aquilonia based on a 16th century assumption that this was the site of the Battle of Aquilonia, 293 BC, between the Romans and the Semites. Rome's victory established the Republic. The spoils taken from the Semites that day was so extravagant that there was enough gold and silver to decorate all the public buildings of Rome and other Roman cities as well. Carbonara became a major trading route with its own university, regional courthouse, and jails. On the night of July 23, 1930, an earthquake almost completely destroyed the town. With heavy toll of 231 dead and over 1,000 wounded, the old town was abandoned and a new town was built in a higher position. And in 90 days, almost 100 small houses were built. The treasures of days gone by, Italian immigrants migrated to help feed and find a new life for their families. For over 100 years, the Township of Montclair has graciously welcomed with open arms many descendants of Aquilonia. I was born in Aquilonia, for the last 50 years a proud resident of Montclair. My family, for over 32 years, owned Marzullo's restaurant. My great-grandfather, Vito Marzullo, he immigrated to Montclair. His job at night was to go around and light the lanterns in Glen Ridge. My grandfather, Michael Marzullo, and Uncle Alfredo Marzullo were both employed by the Township of Montclair. We believe, as we go forward in life, our faith and traditions in our past defines who we are and what we will become. Saint Vito is the patron saint of Aquilonia. At the age of 13, died as a martyr during the persecution of Christians. Vito is counted as one of the 14th holy helpers of the Roman Catholic Church. He is considered the patron saint of actors, comedians, dancers, and epileptics. We are represented here this evening by Mr. Leonardo Marzullo, President, and members of the Club Aquilonia is San Vito. We celebrate the Feast of St. Vito on July 15th, as it is celebrated every year in our hometown of Aquilonia. Originally founded to aid, unite new immigrants from Aquilonia, we are located at 79 Pine Street of the 4th Ward of Montclair. Club Aquilonia is one of the religious organizations of Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church, proud to be helping in the fight to keep the church open. Next year, we celebrate 100 years of community service. Together, Aquilonia has become intertwined with the ethnic fiber of the 4th Ward. Servicing our local community, we support and donate to Tony's Kitchen and the senior citizens of the first Montclair house with food drops off and bringing hot meals. We have joined forces with the Knights of Columbus. We are planning toy donations for underprivileged children of Montclair and gifts on Christmas Eve for our seniors at the first Montclair house. The mayor and the administrator of Aquilonia would like to invite you, Mayor Jackson, and the entire Township Council to join us in Aquilonia next year of the feast day of St. Vito and experience our culinary, cultural, religious, and historic traditions. We hope that the Township of Montclair will return the invitation for the celebration of Columbus in our homeland. We would like to present to the entire Township Council the gifts representing nature's treasures from our land, Irpinia region of Italy, in a gesture of peace. We would like to extend an olive branch, if you will. What we have here, the boxes over there, are a gift box of extra virgin olive oil, which we have plentiful in the region. Plenty of grape, so we have a bottle of wine for that. Pasta for our abundant wheat fields. And of course, if you look at here, we have a recipe of spaghetti alla carbonara, which is the traditional dish that was made famous from our own town. We, the immigrants of Aquilonia, came to Montclair as masons, stoneworkers, carpenters, manual laborers, and have given back to our community doctors, lawyers, teachers, policemen, firemen, entrepreneurs of the American dream. Real short, I promise. We respectfully request your consideration in approving our sister city's international request. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Town Council.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening.
Good
Chief.
evening. My name is Tom Russo. I'm the former Chief of Police and Director of Public Safety for the Township of Montclair. My remarks this evening will be brief and to the point. However, before I make my remarks, I had no idea that the three police executives sitting behind me, Chief Todd Conforti, Deputy Chief Tracy Frazano, and Deputy Chief Wilhelm Young will be present at this meeting this evening. I have a message for the Mayor and Council and for the citizens of Montclair. You are very, very lucky to have the caliber of police executives sitting behind me protecting this township of Montclair.
Yes, we do.
Thank you.
You knew they were going to be here.
Thank you. First and foremost this evening, I'd like to acknowledge you, Mayor Jackson, and the entire members of the council for the way and the manner in which you are serving the citizens of the Township of Montclair. I am here this evening to support Aquilonia. Even though my family originated from a little mountain town in Sicily called Cerami, I am wholeheartedly supporting the efforts of Raphael Marzullo and his membership in becoming an international sister city with the Township of Montclair. I think that this would be a good move on behalf of the council, and I also think it would be a good move for the Township of Montclair. I am sure and I know that you will enjoy the relationship with the citizens of Aquilonia. And I'm also sure, as they are called, Aquilonese will enjoy your relationship because they are good, good people. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Council comments, thoughts on the proposal?
If I could start off, Mayor, you know, Tom Russo and I are not related, but I always say he's my younger brother. But I'm very proud to have you as a friend, Tom, and share the same great Italian name, Russo. It's a short one. It's an easy one. And Mr. Marzullo and your family have been so close over the years. My mother told me she's from Avellino, Provincia di Avellino. Now, I'm not sure how close that is to Aquilonia. And I know that a lot of people from Cerami are here in Montclair, right, Tom? So all these regions, all these cities of Italy are very great, and I have not, in my 69 years of being alive, ever traveled to Italy yet. So I would like to go back home and convince my wife that maybe we'll take that trip, which Mr. Marzullo mentioned. But I would like to ask the council to support this. We're sister cities with Cherapovets. We had the visitors here last month from Russia. Sister cities with Graz, Austria. We're sister cities with two other places, I believe, which means we have a broad outreach to different communities. You know, Barnet, the sister city in London. I think that this would be a good idea, especially since so many residents from Italy, from either Cerami or Aquilonia, they came here as immigrants 100 years ago or more, settling. Now, my mother just moved at 98 years old almost to assisted living. We found all the things that she had accumulated over almost 100 years. Showed her father had come from Italy, settled on 8th Avenue in Newark, St. Lucy's Church. My father and my mother's background is all Italian immigration to this country. So that makes me feel, you know, immigration is a key source of the greatness of this country, the people who've come here all these years. And I'd like to see us consider having Italy, this community in Italy be a sister city, as we've done with Russia and Austria and England. So I'd suggest we do it, and I hope the council will consider it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I echo my colleagues' sentiments. I too am very proud of my Italian heritage, which I know I've shared with you, Mr. Russo, and you, Mr. Marzullo. My great-grandfather, Emilio Truppi, came over on the SS Trave on August 26, 1901, with $3.50 to his name, and made a life and a family here in America. You have my utmost support for engaging in this sister city, and I agree with you, Mr. Russo. I think it's something that we should definitely do as a council, and I thank you for making this presentation and taking the initiative to bring this before us. Thank you.
I also would like to express my full support of this as well. Having been brought up half Italian and half Jewish, my grandma and grandpa came here on the Andrea Doria ship from San Cataldo, Sicily. I don't know what year they came, but I have all the documents at home, and I have a fondness for Italy, obviously, and the food especially. But also, Mr. Marzullo, I want to thank you for all the years that you had your business here in town. I was a patron of your restaurant many, many times, and not only was your food great, but you were always so hospitable to the community. You gave back in so many ways. All the years I came in asking for donations for all the schools in town, you were always so very generous, and I thank you for that. And so I'd be thrilled for this to happen for all of us. So thank you.
I'm Irish. But every Irish mother learned to cook Italian. And but for the Irish, Italians would have no one to marry. And I have to take you to task, Mr. Marzullo. I miss the grocery store. I loved going to the grocery store. I got a lot of stuff at the grocery store over my days, but it was a great place. And the restaurant's wonderful, too. But I kind of miss the old sense of things. I think I frankly was able to enjoy the sister city relationship with Graz last year. I was over there, and it was wonderful. I've been to Italy, but I've never been to this area of Italy. And I think that would be a great place to go, and it would be a great sister city, and I think we can see the way this is going. I'm looking forward to that relationship for many years to come. And I thank you for all you do.
I also echo everything that my colleagues said. I'm very excited about this, and not because I'm of Italian descent that I'm aware of. I'm an African American, and I don't think that we have to be, from Italy to appreciate the richness of the culture and the architecture and the wonderful things that enrich our lives. And when we opt to have sister cities with the Township of Montclair, we all benefit from them. We're learning new things about new people. Some people will be able to travel and actually experience firsthand different lifestyles, different cultures. And basically, we are just solidifying the things that we represent here in Montclair. When we look around, we're a melting pot of a lot of different backgrounds. And I think the more sister cities that we can have partnerships with, the richer we will be in Montclair for it. Mr. Marzullo, we go back a long time. I certainly appreciate personally your contributions to the township as well as the church. I've been working with you and your congregation for a long time now. I'm aware of everything that you guys have added to our community, and I thank you for that. I'm looking forward to this opportunity for us to grow and expand and learn more about the cultures of our Italian brothers and sisters.
Thank you. I agree with all my colleagues. I can't imagine anything we could do would be finer than this. Recognizing the great contribution of Italian-American citizens here in our community, but also around the world, and establishing relationships with the community as wonderful as this one can only do us good. So I'm looking forward to building on the relationship and making it happen, and whatever we can do as a council and administration, I'm sure we will be happy to do so. So I think full speed ahead. We'll work together and make it happen. Thank you very much. Chief Conforti, I don't know, Mr. Stafford, do you have an intro into this?